Oh, this little man is the nearest thing to Bradman there's ever been.
Hi guys, this is Dr. Shukla, admin Cricket Freaks. There were a lot of posts that were coming for Sachin Tendulkar, and which gives me immense happiness, because I prefer when people write their own feelings in their own words and then they express it. That creates more of an impact than sharing photos and collage. But today I decided that let's do something different. So I will be posting this video. I'll be talking about Sachin Tendulkar and a few incidents about Sachin Tendulkar which made me a great fan of him. Now let's go back to initial days of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin came with a bang. Sachin was the youngest cricketer to play for India, and slowly he made a mark for himself. When he scored his first 100 in Oval and a very successful New Zealand tour, he went to Australia. In Australia, he played two of the best innings possible. One in Sydney, where though Ravi Shastri scored a double ton and it was a Shane Warne's debut, but Sachin's 100 was praised a lot. And then came that mammoth innings in Perth against Merv Hughes and Craig McDermott. Brilliant, brilliant innings. But till 1994, Sachin Tendulkar had already established himself as a test batsman. He was supposedly the best Indian test batsman along with Mohammad Azharuddin during that time. People like Navjot Singh Sidhu and Vinod Kambli were performing. But Azhar and Sachin were the one around which the team revolved. But in ODI cricket, that spark was missing. People were surprised because that man had an attacking instinct. He could have hit the first ball for a six. He played attacking cricket to Abdul Qadir too. But that piece was missing. That greatness in ODI cricket was missing. He had become a very successful test cricketer. So when India went to New Zealand and drew the first test match, the only test match in fact, the ODI series started. Unfortunate thing that happened during that tour was that Manoj Prabhakar, our regular opener, had come back to India carrying an injury, so he could not be a part of that series. First match we played, we lost that match. Danny Morrison bowled a superb hat-trick. He got a hat-trick, got three batsmen out with his in-swinging Yorker, and Sachin was at a non-striker end. We lost the match by around 10-20 runs, and Sachin remained not out of I think 15 runs of 12 balls or 13 balls, did not score a single boundary. It was embarrassing. It is embarrassing right now to talk about that innings, but there were talks that why is Sachin Tendulkar being considered in ODI cricket? He batted at number 7 in that innings. Then we had the festival of Holi. Holi is a huge festival for India. And that particular morning, 2:30 in the morning, the match was supposed to be played at Auckland. And Indian bowlers bowled exceptionally well, led by Kapil Dev. They bowled exceptionally well, and New Zealand could make only 141 runs. But the bowling attack of New Zealand was superb. Danny Morrison was at its peak. Larson and Harris and Cranes were also getting some enormous movement in the air, and they were causing troubles for Indian batsmen. Plus, an unfortunate thing had happened was that Navjot Sidhu was out of that match. So now India did not have an opener. Ajay Jadeja was supposed to open the innings, and we were assuming that maybe Nayan Mogia will come up to open, or somebody else, or maybe Kapil Dev, because he had opened during 92 World Cup. We went to Holi thinking that India should not lose this match. I remember I was at my Mamaji's place, my maternal uncle's place, and all I said was, my Holi should not get spoiled. If India loses, obviously it's going to be spoiled, but 141 target gave me some hope. But the pitch in Auckland and the conditions in that match, we were very, very anxious. We were anxious that India might lose. And suddenly, when the innings started, the second innings I mean, along with Ajay Jadeja walked in Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar as an opener, he never opened in the Ranji matches also, he never opened in domestic cricket. But it's okay, as it is, he's not going to do anything wonderful. Let him go there and occupy some space. Maybe 5-10 overs after that he gets out, and Azhar and Kambli and all come to bat. That was the notion with which at least all of us who were sitting that day since 2:30 in the morning thought of at 6 o'clock. Because 10 o'clock the festival will start. Before that, let them finish it off, whatever they are doing. It's okay, Sachin's wicket is as it is a waste, let him go as an opener. That was the assumption. Now it might sound kiddish to you all when I talk like this about that great man, but this is how he started. 1994, Auckland against New Zealand. Ajay Jadeja took a single in the third ball, and in fourth ball, Sachin Tendulkar was on strike. First ball he faced, he allowed it to go. Second ball he left again. Third ball he took a single. He was on strike to Gavin Larson. Gavin Larson was a very good ODI bowler. very, very good ODI bowler. Very miser and did not give you an inch while bowling. Kevin Larson started with his tight line and suddenly, through deep extra cover, the ball rolled for a boundary. Sachin Tendulkar played an exquisite cover drive on front foot. Second ball and over the deep mid wicket, another boundary. He hit 3 consecutive boundaries in that over. Maybe that was just the start of a great career. We never thought that, but maybe that inning was. And suddenly, we saw something that we never thought of. We had just heard of we had seen people like Mark Redpatch, people like Ian Botham, and in his initial days, we had seen Krishnachari Srikanth do that. But with so much of class and so much of, fearlessness, we had not seen that. Maybe Brian Lara for a few innings in World Cup, but then again, he shifted himself to number 3. We had not seen that. We were not used to it. And Sachin Tendulkar was doing it. With a lot of class, lot of ability and a lot of ruthlessness combined, Sachin was hitting them out of the park. The 6 he hit of Danny Morrison on offside was a beautiful thing, was a thing of beauty, which gave us a joy forever. Ajay Jadeja brought out, Sachin continued. Sachin scored a 50. Once he scored a 50, we were surprised. What have we seen just now? We could not believe. Now, a victory was like a formality now. But seeing Sachin Tendulkar bat like that was a treat in itself. Matthew Hart, their spinner, came and the first ball bang outside the boundary 6. Sachin played a marvellous inning that day. A marvellous inning. Sachin scored 82 runs of 50 odd balls. Now 82 runs of 50 odd balls during 1994 was an exceptional batting. It is an exceptional batting today also, but during that time, on a pitch which had something for the bowlers, on conditions which were favouring the bowlers completely, and against a team which was playing very good quality cricket that time at their home, this knock was special. Sachin scored 82 of 50 odd balls. He got out to a loose shot of Matthew Hart, otherwise he would have scored his first ODI 100 that day. But Festival Holi was a successful one for all of us. We celebrated Holi like anything. We discussed Sachin Tendulkar throughout the day. And I remember people saying, when people used to discuss cricket was discussed even after the match for a long period that time. The masala cricket these days, you see a match and you forget about it. It was not the culture then. And the discussion was only about Sachin Tendulkar, the way he played. Some even said that 2 years before 92 World Cup, during 92 World Cup, if Sachin would have opened along with Srikanth or maybe along with Jadeja, we would have had posed a better challenge. But that aside, that was just a glimpse of an enormous career that was about to start. Sachin played brilliantly in the next 2 ODIs also. Again, he won the match for us in the 3rd ODI. 4th ODI we lost, but Sachin played brilliant cricket. In Singer Cup, he scored his first 100 against Australia. It was one of the 51 more ODI 100s that he was about to score. And the greatest ODI opener was born on 94, in the year 1994 at Auckland. I don't think anybody will doubt if I say in ODI cricket at least, Sachin Tendulkar is the greatest opener that world cricket has seen. But that freaky day when Navjot Sidhu got injured and Manoj Prabhakar had already left New Zealand was the day when Sachin Tendulkar gave us that treat and launched a career unparalleled. Since that day to 19 more years, he continued doing it. He became the greatest ODI batsman of all time. Maybe Vivian Richards is the only one who can challenge him. Nobody else could come parallel to him. And today, when we call Sachin Tendulkar one of the greatest players of all time, don't forget his ODI career gives him a lot of weightage. And for that, his role as an opener is the prime reason. And that particular day was the thing because of which it happened. Go watch it on YouTube. Go see those cover drives. Go see those exquisite shots over the mid wickets and some paddle sweeps. Switch off the video when his wicket fall comes, because that particular ball shot was embarrassing and it was a loose shot. But that innings in itself would have been loved by any T20 hitter during this era also. He went on to become one of the greatest players of all time, the greatest player India has produced, and probably the top 5 greatest cricketers world has ever seen. That day, still fresh in my memory. That Holi was a great Holi for me. That was my Sachin Tendulkar memory. Instead of post, it's just a extempore video that I have prepared for you all. I hope you like. 3 days to go. Happy birthday, God. Happy birthday, Sachin Tendulkar.